And you know what that means? The Lace Out Boys are back. We're bad, we're bigger than ever, and we're wrapped to be here live on the tube. That is the YouTube, and we are so excited to have everybody joining us for our 7th season. So, if you don't know who we are, I'm Chris Pepper, host of the Lace Out podcast, 377 games superstar of the East Keilor Football Club. And if you don't mind me saying, I get to work with the single greatest superstar ever in the world of podcasting and video casting. You know who? It's Jamie, the J-Dog Wallis. Big fella, how have you been? Welcome back for season 7. And more importantly, how's the fan?
Very well. Excellent. Thank you. And that's the last time we're doing that this year.
What do you mean?
This is a new year. This is a new year, Peps. It's a new us. And this year, we're going to do things a little bit differently.
Okay. So what's going on? Are we just like going straight into it now? We just like bang straight into it? That's the way it rolls.
It's the way it rolls, Peps. I think it's what the algorithms want. That's what the people want. And I guess should we start with our questions and queries and quandaries over Christmas time?
I think we should. Look, for the people who don't know us, we are Lace Out. We tend to do things a little bit differently. We don't think with our hearts and our minds. We just think off the cuff. We love footy for what it is. And more importantly, we love all our Lace Outlaws out there because without you, we don't have a show. It's as simple as that. And we do this because of the love for the football. It's not because of the money that we make. It's not because of the hearts that we break. It's because we're all about footy. And J-Dog, it is going to be a massive season and I can't wait for it. But you wanted to talk about footy. You wanted to talk about questions and you wanted to see what was probing people's minds. You had a question for me over the Christmas period. It was simply this when it came to something about footies. So you had a question about footies because Christmas has passed and about the beautiful TW Sherrin. Tell the viewers what we're talking about.
Yeah, so as you said, Christmas has passed this year, and it's got me thinking, Peps. Are football still a thing that kids want these days? Because when I was 8 until I was about 4, whenever I didn't believe whenever Santa was exposed for who Santa was, I don't want to ruin it for kids in the car. I feel like the need of a Sherrin is no longer hitting the wish lists of boys and girls between the ages of 8 and 12.
8 and 12. All right. Can I say it now, J-Dog? I'm 48. If my wife gave me a brand new TW Sherrin kangaroo leather footy for Christmas, in the words of Renee Zellweger, she had me at hello. At 48, I'd still grit a brand new Sherrin. And so for all those kids out there that are playing their PS5s, Xboxes, Switches, whatever it might be, get your asses off the couch and ask for a football, and maybe you'd enjoy life a little bit better than one pixel at a time on your screen. I would love a new footy every single year. It was the greatest present.
I didn't expect you to get high-pitched in the first 2 minutes of the show, but here we are.
Love it. I love footies. Big Trev, I'd get in the box. Big Trev would go, now, here are the rules. He actually had rules for the footy, J-Dog. He said, and listen, and viewers, if you had these as well too about a footy, getting it for Christmas, number 1, Chris, you cannot kick it on the road. No kicking on the road. Oh, where's kids kicking footies on the roads these days?
Well, can I get there?
Put it in words. Look at this, J-Dog. Fang is back. A Sherrin is a gift from God. It is a gift from God.
Well, this is the problem, Fang, and this is the problem, Peps, that I'm calling out. Us, as 30 plus, I'm turning 40 this year, and you're already beyond that age.
50 next year.
I didn't want to say it.
You can say it.
I think this is the problem. I think that Sherrin has lacked the cut through of what we cherished as kids.
No, you know what I reckon it is, J-Dog? Kids are lazy.
You think it's
Kids
simple as
are
that?
lazy. Kids are lazy. Kids are lazy.
All right, well, let's play
That's
a
what
little
it is.
game.
And you know what? Mind you, they don't promote it that well. Imagine, I want a Sherrin for Christmas. That's all I wanted was a Sherrin for Christmas. Got a PS5 instead. I was shattered.
Let's play a game then.
All right, play a game.
What do you think an official kangaroo leather Sherrin costs these days?
$180.
You are so far off the mark. It is not even funny. We're talking 220 now.
220. I remember they were $100 when I was growing up. They were
Correct.
90 to 100. And if you got one, my goodness, it was like everybody wanted to come to your place to have a kick.
So who is buying their children a $220 football? That comes back to the issues that you had just highlighted 2 seconds ago. You've got the kick, which generally is going to happen in the front of the street, if that's a thing anymore that kids do. I don't know. My childhood was full of that.
Nah, no one kicks on the streets anymore, J-Dog. No one kicks on the roads. There's no dodging Sherrins. Oh, sorry, buddy. There's none of that anymore. We don't see it enough. Could it also be that they just got out of reach for people to buy? And if I'm going to buy my kid 2 PlayStation games or a footy?
Yeah. I think there needs to be a realignment. Because it's not something that kids aspire to anymore, and it's just. I think it's sad. I think it's sad that the AFL, the symbol of the game, the thing that we talk about all the time, is this red or yellow footy, has lost the market share.
Yep.
I'm seeing more Burleys. I'm seeing more synthetics. I'm seeing more synthetics getting kicked around and requested in backyards. I'm not seeing a red kangaroo Sherrin.
I tell you what, if they're cheaper, the synthetic ones. Remember, they also never had the synthetic ones. We had the big plastic brown ones.
Oh, yes.
We had those plastic brown ones. Then we had those sort of multicolored ones that you used to get from Kmart or whatever. They were pretty good. But the Sherrin, there's nothing better. Burleys are just air bubbles. The Faulkner was pretty good, but very, very pointy. But you used to be, mate, I'd love to get the red Sherrin, the yellow Sherrin, the white Sherrin. You can even get a black Sherrin now. I would love to have them up on the walls. They would go one over each one of my 2021 Melbourne Premiership pictures. I'd have a Sherrin above each of them. That's how much I love them.
Yeah. So
and
then
you know what Fang wrote? Fang has got it best. He goes, don't worry about buying it. Footies are free if you run off with them after a goal was kicked at the local footy. Just or at the back of Windy Hill. We're going to talk about local footy clubs too.
Can I just share something personal with you all? I didn't get my first red AFL Sherrin until I was probably 27 years old. And to this day, I am shit scared to kick it. I am so worried about bringing it out because I want to keep the red.
Go down to the park, if you can find one, with goalposts, if you can find one, and have a kick. Oh, that was the best thing ever to have a kick of the footy. There's nothing better. Just going out, kicking torps, barrels, check sides, bananas, everything. It was the best. Loved it.
Well, this is the thing, though. This is the thing, though, Peps. Is that still a thing that kids do these days? Because
viewers, listeners, is kicking the footy something people just do? Well, you know, also though, J-Dog, when I grew up, as soon as the siren rang at a footy game, people would bolt to the center of the ground, and you could have a kick anywhere. Now they section off a part of the ground. Most weekends you can't even get kick to kick.
Is this country footy or just
AFL? This is local footy when the great Robbie Flower was running around. I was watching Alan Jakovic live.
Oh, right. Okay.
And I was watching Nita and Ox turning up in the early 2000s. But, you know, you don't see it anymore. The AFL, I reckon, have diminished kick to kick after the game. The big thing was, Big Trev said, you got to have a tin of nugget to polish it up if it goes wrong, and you're never going to take it to the AFL/VFL those days because someone will nick it.
Absolutely, someone will nick it. Yep.
That's how I got my first one, apparently.
I other than my own football,
Yep.
I can't recall a time of me ever kicking a brand new AFL footy. Like
You
as
got
a
them.
junior. Can you? Did you ever get them?
Yeah, I got them. I got them when I was young. I reckon I've had 4 or 5 of them over the years. Kicked the living crap out of them.
As in, you've had it in your hands, a brand new fresh Sherrin.
Yep. Funny enough, we used to get one every game of footy when you play local footy. Brand new Sherrin every game.
Brand new red
Brand
maroon.
new red Sherrin. Yep. Then I went to the match, but it still was a red Sherrin.
Yeah, see, in
Not an
under
red Sherrin,
16s,
a red Sherrin.
I reckon under 16s, I reckon we still were playing a synthetic football.
Nah, yeah, but you're a country league.
Mm.
Yeah, couldn't. Yeah. No, we had the brand new Sherrin. We had the brand new Sherrin, and I loved it. Absolutely loved it. It's a shame that not enough kids have got them.
I think it's a shame, but I also think that it is now one of those things that it is only for us old blokes to talk about them. I think the young kids, hand on heart, I genuinely feel that young kids do not care about the Sherrin brand.
Yep. I just don't think it's been promoted enough. I think they've taken their laurels, and I probably agree with it a bit. So, Sherrin.
What were you?
What
Yellow or red?
I was always red. Every game was red. Every game was red, played red. It was the way it should be.
I love a yellow Sherrin, to be honest.
Yeah, no, you would. You probably want a night grand final, so you can have some fireworks.
I'll come back to Sherrin another time, another conversation, because another thing I want to talk about. But anyway, you go ahead with your thing.
So, one thing that I wanted to bring up was you've been listening to a lot of podcasts. I've been listening to quite a few podcasts, trying to get some inspiration for this year moving forward. Obviously, I picked up a couple. Great JFK assassination conspiracy theory one. Loved it.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what I've noticed, especially on Spotify, because Spotify is the go-to app for my podcast. I pay a premium. I pay a premium amount for my so I don't get ads. Isn't that what premium's for? Pay.
You'd hope so.
No ads. No ads if you pay premium. Robbo, no ads. Then why is it that every time now I open up a podcast, I have to hear crappy ads for other crappy podcasts on other crappy networks? I shouldn't have to hear that because I pay for my subscription. If it was within the podcast and it was being read out by the host, yes. But I'm sick to death of podcasts left, right, and center having tops and tails for the podcasts that are coming up on the listener platform or the SEM platform or I couldn't give a shit platform, and it's doing my head in.
Oh, you are speaking my language. This is something, I don't know if it's just kicked off. I am with you 150%, Peps, on this one here. Can I give you an example of one that's popped into a lot of my podcast listens?
What are they?
All right. So I pay a premium family membership. I don't do dodgies like you because you are the king of dodge. I don't do dodge. I pay dollar dues.
Yes,
and I pay a family membership.
So do I.
Okay. So I don't know what that cost
Through
me.
Turkey. Through Turkey. Ozbargain.com.au. Find out how to do it.
Well, I pay genuine dollar dues to the genuine Spotify dollar whatever.
Well, you're an idiot.
I am getting, and I wrote this down somewhere, but I don't know where. I don't know where I put my notes. Anyway, I wrote this down. There is a podcast ad that keeps popping up, but it's not a podcast. It's a podcast ad, but it's also an ad for an app. So I get this. The living. Oh, hang on. It's the Jess and Liz something podcast.
Oh,
but then it's an ad.
You're selling it to me. You're selling it to the listeners and the viewers right now.
Sorry. Hang on. I'm good. I'm
You've had 6 months to get this right. 6 months.
Yeah, but it's only just started popping up for me, and it's shit me off to tears already. Let's go.
Waiting. Has anybody been watching maths?
No, not maths.
Maths. It's good this year. Good. Some quality nuffies.
Cool.
Some quality nuffies.
Oh, we go. Okay, I got it. So Spotify, keep pushing to me. It's called The Group Chat by Liv and Ash, and they're two Aussie twins, and it's a read for the Bumble app. And I have been getting hit with that in every podcast I'm listening to. It'll just pop up, and it's like, welcome to whatever the thing it's about. Summer's full of fun. Come and join us in a chat about boys and summer and blah blah blah. And use Bumble, blah blah blah, Bumble. Why am I getting an ad for Spotify when I pay a premium subscription to Spotify?
I don't know. I'm more concerned about why are you getting Bumble ads?
I don't know, Pep.
Does Alira know about
issue.
this? Does Alira know about the Bumbles?
I don't. She might get the same ones. She
She
maybe
might
she's causing my issues. I don't know.
If it was Grinder, I'd be a little bit more concerned.
So, Peps, it brings me back.
Yep.
Why am I getting ads in a subscription model that I paid for?
I don't know, J-Dog. It's just another way because people know that, and they know that, well, if we can't sell ads because it's a ad-free platform for the ones that pay, you put the ad within the show and you can't remove it because it's a read over.
But it's not a read. It's a drop-in ad.
Yeah, they've dropped in ads. So you can drop in slots within your podcast. You can record ads and then drop them straight in.
Are we doing this?
Technically, we could do it if we wanted to.
Are we doing it?
Well, we're not because
good.
No one sponsors us.
No, that's I'm making a show decision.
Okay.
We are never doing that.
Fantastic. We're not doing it.
I can't stand it. I know it's only 30 seconds, but I've paid a premium.
Who would have thought that 30 seconds is too long for you, J-Dog?
I paid.
First time in your life.
I've also got an issue, and I want to bring this back to an issue that is kind of related to football.
Yep.
Remember when Kayo used to pick up the 7 feed and used to get all the 7 ads?
Yeah.
Once again,
They don't do that anymore.
Why were we doing that? Why do people pay for that service?
Lazy. I've cancelled Kayo. Hey, can I say that one as well? Can I chuck that in as another topic?
Sure.
We'll finish this one, but I want to get to Kayo as well too.
No, that's all I've got to say about it. I don't know. Is there any other ads or things that are popping up in your Spotify playlist which are shitting you?
Nah, there's lots of things that are shitting me at the moment. And look, for everybody who's jumping on for the first time ever, watching this great little production, it's Peps and J-Dog from Lace Out. 7th year we've been going. We're on the YouTubes now, breaking it down into chapters. We will be getting into the footy side of things, but we're just getting a bit of some pre-season work, just getting the lungs working a bit, getting the vocal cords a bit of a tune. Jamie wants to get his lighting organised. I just need to get my goodness organised. So we'll get into all the nitty-gritty of the season, etc. Next week. But this week we're just getting all the audios, bits and pieces onto it, and we're going to start with the footy very, very, very soon. See, J-Dog, like, this is what I mean. This is how much we love. Look, Adam Pappel, right? He is an absolute superstar, this bloke. Played for Keeler Park. We had many battles over the years. He goes, go Peps. And the last time I saw Paps, it was the day before the Melbourne Carlton final. We didn't know which way it was going to go. And I think we pretty much got it right. We did not know which team was going to win. He's Carlton, obviously, on Melbourne. Absolute superstar. And that's the caliber of the people that join us week in, week out. Crazy Joe's been on here as well too. Craigie Jones has been on here. Charlie Keegan's been on here. Be part of the show, everybody. Every single week we're streaming live on YouTube and Facebook and also the Spotify podcast as well. Even though we've just bagged the shit out of them, we'll still be on there. We'll still be on there.
I didn't want to go too hard. Do you reckon we've ruined our $300 million deal?
Well, all I'm going to say is that our $300 deal, and that's Turkish dollars, by the way. Just make sure that we get that organised.
Is that lira?
No, that's your wife. So, what I wanted to talk about when it comes to Kayo, right? Do you remember when it first came out? It was $25 a month.
Yeah.
It was a multi-plan footy, wrestling, cricket, you know, it was basically the Foxtel of sports. That's what it was. It was Foxtel with it was caber tossing. It was strongest man competition, strongest woman competition, strongest transgender competition. It was everything that you could ask for. Even sports that you didn't even know existed. Midget tossing. It was all there. Okay. Even motorsport. And now it's gone up to 30.
Mm-hmm.
That's bearable. That's bearable. That's bearable. And now it's just gone up to 35. Now, J-Dog, they really haven't added anything to justify a $10 price drop. Now, that doesn't seem like a lot. That's $120 a year, ladies and gentlemen. Now, this is what I would recommend. If you like your Kayo, I cancelled it. Once the cricket had finished, I stopped it because I like the Foxtel commentary better than the Channel 7 commentary by Barnard. Love it. Absolutely love it. Got rid of it. Go to your AFL club, and they've all got Kayo options, and you can get it for about $250 a year. It gets you a club membership, and it gives you a subscription to Kayo. You're going to save yourself $120 a year doing it that way, minimum. But they're a joke, J-Dog.
So it's gone up 5 every year or 5 in the last 6 months?
30% since it started. Now, I'm finding this with a lot of the streaming platforms. Disney's gone up, got rid of you. You make shit movies, and you're pricing you out of the window. Netflix, I get that through Egypt. Doesn't make a difference to me. It doesn't hardly cost me anything.
It's good to see you supporting Middle Eastern war. That's
fine. No, I just get billed in Egyptian dollars or whatever whatever's they are. I also have. I got Netflix.
Euros.
Yeah, we've got Netflix. Stan, I'll just borrow that because you can still share that. But like Kayo, they're going to 4K though, J-Dog. They're going to 4K for selected games.
It is interesting.
You're going to be able to see the craps in Collingwood supporters' teeth, like high definition bacteria.
Providing that you've got an internet stream fast enough to handle the 4K
exactly
load.
Right. Exactly right. They are.
So this is an interesting. You've got me fired up a bit, Peps.
Because it's a bit of a joke that they came out as a budget option for Foxtel, and now you sit back and go, well, why don't I just get Foxtel? Because Foxtel now gives you internet as well. Soft and hard tacos, my friend. Why don't they both?
Well, you've hit a nerve with me because all of these subscription services, and I don't think we're ever going to do this. We go, no, okay. You've now got YouTubers leaving YouTube and going on to Patreon and saying, give me $4 a month or whatever the fee is to get a video 3 weeks early. We're starting to hear some podcasters starting to go behind paywalls now. So, for example, I suppose the biggest one would be Joe Rogan, who's gone behind the Spotify paywall as opposed to used to be free.
No, you can still get him for free.
On which one?
Spotify.
Yeah, you're actually full of hours of ads in the 3 hours.
Oh, well then, okay. So if you want to get the non-added version, you got to pay. Yeah, look, I don't mind that because you get that
it's $5 here. But is this the word we're going to where we're happy to accept $5 here for that one, $5 here for that one, $5 here, and all of a sudden by the end of the year, we've now got an additional $1,000 for our subscription services. Like, I'm not a fan of this. I'm not on board with this.
No. So this is what I do. All right, legends. I said it a moment ago. Get on ozbargain.com.au and you can find out how to sign up to Egyptian Netflix, Turkish Spotify, and I think my Spotify cost me $4 a month, premium, family. Like, it's nothing because I just use it to my advantage. But some of these channels have to have a good hard look at themselves, and they don't even look after the people who've been with them since day dot. So I had it since day dot, and I got rid of it. You think, come back for a cheaper option for 6 months to try and at least get something back. No, but if you're a new customer, and that's another thing that shoots me, the whole new customer thing over the existing customer, it's ridiculous. So I think Kayo, you used to have something a little bit different. I can go and find an internet streaming platform for $9 US a month, and I get 120 channels, all the NBA, all the UFC, all the NFL, all the NHL. It includes Australian rules football, so the Fox Footy channel for $9.99 US a month. Now, why would I pay $30 Australian to get just that when I can get, because the whole reason I watch it is for the footy, and I also get the Fox Cricket for $9.99 US a month. Drogon.tv, everybody, if you're looking for it. It's an absolute corker. It's just when they think you've got you, I think we're starting to get a bit of this pushback on a lot of these channels as well too, because it is getting a little bit greedy. And I just over Christmas, especially even kids got an Xbox. Yeah. So kids got an Xbox. Oh, Dad, I want to sign up to the Xbox Game Pass. There's another $15 a month.
Yes.
So come on, guys. It's hard times here.
I did, and based on your recommendations, thank you for Streamio, by the way.
Oh,
I
streaming.
I had so many services that I was paying 10, 15, 20 bucks a month for.
Yep.
And I actually truly reflected on what do I actually watch off these services now? I don't watch anything. The things I watch are probably I think YouTube is worth paying a premium subscription
Especially
to.
for us, make sure that you like and subscribe to the Lace Out YouTube channel.
But that's the one
If
I
you
get the
haven't
most.
done so, like, you're going to miss out.
I get the most out of that one there.
Yep. I love it too, I must admit.
Because and that's basically like saved me close to, I don't know, high hundreds, very high hundreds every year by just getting rid of those services. I was paying so much for that sort of stuff.
Yeah. Oh, here's another one. You buy a PlayStation, you spend $700 on a PlayStation 5. Then you got to buy a game. You put the game in the machine. You then have to spend another 4 days downloading the actual game because the disc is only the key to be able to download the actual game. You download the actual game. The wife's out of the house. The kids are in the pool. You finally got yourself an hour, 2 hours to just go nuts. You're in your jocks. You're sitting in your favorite chair and you go to play it. And guess what happens? You need a PlayStation Plus subscription to be able to play it. Like, it's fucking getting out of control, J-Dog.
Yeah. Anyway, so that was just, I don't know. Perhaps I got this wrong. Like,
I don't think we got this wrong. I think we got this right. Prove me wrong. Prove us wrong.
This subscription service is getting out of hand. Before we even got to the season of games and all of that, our subscription service is getting out of hand. And what have you killed in order to afford your football habit? All right. What's next on the Run Show, Peps?
Now, you brought this up. Forgotten football grounds.
Oh, Peps. Oh.
Talk to me, big boy.
Oh, this is so good. All right. So over Christmas, I stumbled across a TikTok.
Is this the one with the country grounds and everything?
It is. So for anybody who hasn't got onto this one here, I actually have got some details for this guy. So if you're not following him already, I'd suggest give him a follow. His name is Andy Munro. And what he does is he goes into the history behind old defunct football grounds across regional Victoria and South Australia. So he's on Instagram. He also has like over 500 different football jerseys and the teams, and has a bit of a thing about them. But he's been doing these little short series video Peps, and I must say, it's hit me in all the right spots.
I love that.
It really has.
I love these things. I love seeing these sort of things. I remember, and this is going back a while ago, where do you remember we did some work down at the Collingwood Children's Farm?
Mm-hmm.
And to get home, we had to walk. We walked over Victoria Park, and we were just walking through the ground. And we were sitting there like, this is not a club that both of us follow. We can't stand them. But you're walking around and you're looking into the stands, what's left of them, and you think, what would it be like to run around here?
Yeah,
that's where the feral, that's where the cage used to be. This is where they'd stand behind. This is where Nicky Linkman lifted up his shirt. Like, it's just awesome to yeah, it is. You know, even where the turnstiles were. Do you remember the old turnstiles with the paper card, and you'd have to get through, and you'd stand on steel cans.
It's got the weatherboard front thing where you walk through the gates where you flick your thing.
And I started seeing a few of these videos coming through, and God, it brings back memories. It brings back memories about how big footy, and I'm going to say this, was. How big footy was. In regional areas.
Well, some of the grounds there he's gone to is one in Jung Recreational Reserve. He's done Marnu. He's done Apsley. He's done Wolseley. So and people haven't watched him. So what he does is he literally goes to these old reserves And he just walks around through the old footy sheds, the scoreboard. He talks a bit about the history of the club, where it started, where it is now, why it closed, what league they were a part of. And they're just really short videos. And because I grew up in that country football scene and had seen, I played for a club, went through a merger well before my time. And coming from the farming towns and communities and how much football means to them, it just struck me that this could be for any club out there at the moment in regional Victoria, New South Wales, South Australia, that this could happen to them. Like it really just hit me hard.
Yeah, it's nuts. And the thing is that like it's sort of going to lead into the next part, which is what we're going to talk about. Something that happened on the weekend, but something that a lot of local clubs are going to go into. But you know, we were quite fortunate. I was quite fortunate. I got to play at Windy Hill quite a fair bit because of where the Essendon District League, and you get changed in the Essendon rooms, and you're sitting there, and it was a real thrill because you think that shit, this is where Simon Madden, and this is where Gary Folds and Roger Merritt and Vanders and all these Timmy Watson used to get changed, and you'd go down like you're experiencing what they used to experience. You never get to the heights.
Yeah.
And you look at it and you go, it was like the thing that you looked forward to is we're playing at Windy Hill this week. Playing at Windy Hill this week. Even to a lesser extent, you play down at Coburg, where the Coburg VFA used to play. And that's a great ground when it's looking Mickey Mouse. And so it gives you a real thrill to think about the people that played at these stadiums. And then it's a real shame to see the clubs that have folded because of economic times. The town is shut down, mergers. The kids aren't hanging around anymore these days. They're going into the city to the big smoke. And it's a real shame. And it's happening more and more, the number of clubs that are folding. Even clubs that are in metro leagues are folding because they just can't get the participation rates of people to play. And everybody knows it. I've had Keilor Park in my league has caused it. They came back, won a flag a number of years ago, but they took a year hiatus. Jacana's another one that's had issues over the years, just trying to get people. It can be the socio-economic area. There's so many factors in it, but there's nothing. Imagine the Fitzroy people when their club, a VFL club, what do you think the Brunswick Street Oval means to Fitzroy supporters?
Yeah.
Great Kevin Murray, Mickey Conlon running around that place for years. Peter Wilson running around, Bernie Quinlan. Like these are names that are synonymous with that club. And you just go down there and it just brings back the memories. And it is a shame to see. And a lot of these clubs, the ovals aren't there anymore.
No.
They're paddocks.
They're just paddocks now. And there are things that like growing up as a kid of footy that you just remember. So I remember the smell of the rooms. Like it's just goanna oil or deep heat. And like the floor has just been stood over by so many footy boots. It's got wear marks throughout it, oil marks throughout of it. There's tapes still attached to walls. And between the two rooms, there's often just like a metal curtain pulled across. And so you could hear them and they could hear you. And you could hear when they sang their song when they won, and then when vice versa.
Yep.
And I just feel like I'm glad that someone is out there who's still living the memories on for those clubs.
Yeah. I know my old club. It's funny. We got some new club rooms built, I reckon 3 years ago that they got done. Double story, like state-of-the-art club rooms. But they feel too clean. If you know what I mean. Now, I remember playing, and Fang was there. He'll know this if he's still online. Fang was there, and a few of the others that have joined us. The old EK rooms, like they weren't anything flash. Like the canteen and the bar had a grill that would come down. It was the cage would come down when the bar was shut at the end of the night. If you did not get any type of sickness, thank God we had to have tetanus shots going into the showers because they were that dirty. The change room, the carpet was just deep heat and liniment. It was tape on the walls from 1964.
Yeah.
And you loved every single minute of it. Smoky Dawson's, they were good showers. They were the worst showers. But I tell you what, you used to put the VB stickers up on the wall after you've had a game, and they'd sit there for weeks. And you'd sit in there for 50 minutes just talking about how good you were, and you just bag your teammates out, and it was the best thing. And these days, everything is, the showers are segmented, the toilets are segmented. Like, it's all just segmented, and it's lost a lot of that luster about the old school way of doing things. And I if there's one thing I miss about footy, it's that. It's about just being with the boys and also having a kick on the weekend and just taking the piss out of each other. And so for somebody to be going around like Andy Munro and documenting this, awesome. Absolutely awesome. You know what? We should actually send a message out to him to get him on one night and have a chat to him. I'd love to have a chat to him.
If someone knows him, just pass on our
details. Send us a message on the chatski, because we'd love to hear from him, because I reckon what he is doing, how nobody's done it beforehand, it is awesome. And we'll also put the description in the YouTube feed as well to his channel as well too in the description, because it is worth getting onto.
So, Peps, question for everyone else: if you've got a club that's there or a sport, just tell us who the club was that you used to follow as a kid, and just give us some details about them, because I think it's a shame to let these things die, and I think it'd be great if our listeners can sort of just talk about some of the old stuff.
Yeah,
put some comments in. What grounds would you like to see? I don't want to become like Andy's spokesperson here, but what grounds would you like to see Andy go to? He's a Crows boy. I'm going to say that.
VFL Park. It's not there anymore. There's houses around it. Like, some of the greatest results in football history happened at that ground, and now the Hawks are in there.
Well, people talk about like the last game ripping the seats up and taking home the seats.
Yep. Western Oval, Victoria Park, the suburban footy, Glenferrie Road, Hawthorn. Like, we could go on, and that's when footy, I reckon, a piece of footy died when it went from suburban to corporate. They had to do it. But it's interesting now that the AFL rumor is that they're looking at maybe, I think it might be Mars Stadium, to turn that into a facility.
What's Mars Stadium again?
In Ballarat.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Like turning that into another home of footy. So, Icon Park has had that thing for Geelong for votes for the government. So it's starting to stretch out a bit. Interesting. Rightio. The last thing I wanted to bring up in our starting episode for the year, and you mentioned it a little bit earlier. I mentioned it a little bit earlier, is we're talking about suburban footy grounds, and a lot of clubs these days, around about this time, are starting to plan their practice matches. And a lot of clubs, what they would do is they'd go and play practice matches in regional areas as well too. So they'd go away for the weekend, have a team bonding exercise, etc. But a lot of these clubs aren't there anymore, or it's making it sort of tough for the regional areas. So clubs should be going up there. Sorry, I've lost my train of thought.
No, you've taken this a completely different way in which I thought you'd take it, but I'm going with it.
But so here's the thing: why do we have practice matches anymore?
That is the crux of my question.
Why do we have to have practice matches?
I agree. So why?
I reckon you should have one, and that's it. Just one. Just one.
Can I ask you a question?
Yep.
What are we practicing?
I think that they're just trying to play against somebody else that they haven't done match sims against for the last 3 months. And I get that. But you only need one. Because here's why. I don't want anybody to get injured or do a knee or a shoulder or whatever there is in a practice match. I've played football with people who have done it. One of my best mates broke his arm. Bozza Walsh, EK Hall of Famer, broke his arm in the last bounce of the day. Virtually never played again. And I enjoyed them, but I hated them because you never wanted anybody to get injured. Now, for a professional league, I don't understand why we have to have practice match. We've got 24 rounds in total, 23 if you take out the bye that you have. Just play. What do you need a practice match for? More than one. More than one. Tell me why you need more than one practice match. 7 quarters like Melbourne and Richmond?
6. Yep.
7 quarters, J-Dog. Not 6.
Oh.
7.
Can I know it's not there yet.
I don't get it.
We're talking about and I'm going to talk about another sport here that brings us in. And I just wanted just to compare the pair. NBA All-Star game was today.
Oh,
the score.
Can we get off this shit? What was the score?
280 versus Western, 218 versus 187 or something like that, Peps. Now, the reason I bring that up is because against my better judgment, I watched a bit of the Melbourne versus Richmond game.
Yep.
It's a fucking joke. Why is anybody wasting their time playing that? And why is anybody wasting their time watching that?
I watched it just to try and see if anything was different.
But why?
But outside of that,
why are you watching it? What are you getting out of it as a supporter to see players run around at quarter speed?
No, look, I'll be frank. I wanted to see the new guys because I've never seen them train, haven't been up. So besides that, but I'm sitting there going, don't get hurt, Track. Gorney, get off the park. Fritchie, get off the park. Spazza, get off the park. Ed Lane, stay on the park. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Nah. Now, Tommy Roker's gone perfectly. Football withdrawal. Probably. But tell me Melbourne didn't sort of put the cue in the rack after when they kicked 5 straight and then let 10 through. And they're going, they didn't chase her. If you're in a practice match and you're seeing someone stride away from you, you're not really chasing that all that hard because you don't want to go twang and miss the next 3 weeks on the side.
How many did Hawthorn lose of their practice match on Friday? 4 for the season? Something like that?
Oh, they've had a couple of knees on your shoulder. Yep.
And I never played at the same level nor the same length that you played, Peps. I was at under 16. Basically, that's where I stopped.
Yeah.
But you always know that I'll talk about it in cycling, which is what I do. You always get injured when you take it half speed or you take it quarter speed. That's when you fuck up.
Yep.
That's when shit happens.
Yep.
So why are we risking this?
I don't know.
Why are we practicing?
Apparently clubs want to get their wheels turning.
But what are we practicing? They're professional sports people. I don't practice cycling. I train.
No, I get it.
I train.
I get it. I just... and you know what? It sort of leads into this, but everyone, round one. I always thought round 1 was super important. I've got to be ready for round 1. And then you realize after round 1, it's just another game. I'd rather be ready towards the back end.
Yeah.
Donna J. Peps, clean shaven, look 10 years younger. Look, it's there. It's true. Look at that. I'm looking hot tonight. Look at that. 5-6 kilos lighter. 6 kilos lighter due to ditching the diet. Remember last year we had Journey to the Draft, which we're doing this year?
Yep.
Bazza Grant, ditching the diet program, I've dropped 6 kilos on it already. It is the best ever. So if you're looking to lose a few kilos, ditching the diet.
This is not a Spotify ad read. All right.
Ad read, but when people are asking me why do I look amazing, that is why.
All right. I've got okay. So please leave a comment below. Why are we doing practice matches for? If you can, are you interested and why are we doing it? All right. Next topic.
Yep.
I'm going to chuck a surprise on you for you here, Peps.
Is this the last one for the night?
Yeah.
Could be. Yep.
Do you want it to be?
I've got no. Look, I've only got dishes to do.
All right. I've got one more for you.
Okay, cool. But we're doing this just to let everybody know. It's our kickoff show. We're just getting a bit of the rust out. We're going to get into tips and all that sort of stuff in the next couple of weeks. Actually, next week we're going to do our ladders and all that fun stuff. But today we just had chatting over some stuff that's come out over. So if you haven't done so already, jump onto our YouTube page. Make sure to like and subscribe. Ring the bell. I know they say all that fluffy stuff, but you have to because we're going to be dropping content left, right, and center this year, and you want to be part of the show because it's how you want your footy.
And next week, we might even talk a bit about what this year holds for us as well.
Yes,
Because there has been some
people were
questions.
asking us about what's going on in round 0. I'm like, well, it should have been called Ground Zero. They should change the name of it, like Ground Zero.
All right.
Okay,
I'm going to drop this on you, Peps.
Taron Thomas?
No.
Oh,
No,
18 weeks
Paul.
apparently he's getting.
No. He was not going to play this year anyway.
Mm,
Okay.
right.
If last week's NFL Super Bowl has not convinced the audience that we should be nighttime grand finaling, what will?
Nothing, because it shouldn't be. And I've got all the reasons why.
That is a show. That is
All
where
right.
you put on an international artist who comes and does a show versus putting them at 1:30 in the afternoon with no light work, no pyrotechnics. You can't see anything. The poor guys are melting. Guys and girls are melting. That is why you put on a nighttime show.
Exactly right. But here's the thing, Jamie. I'm not there to watch freaking Lionel Richie or Kiss. I'm there for the footy. And the best quality of football that you're going to get is during the day. Here's the other thing as well, too. We're not going to get Beyonce. We're not going to be getting Pink. We're going to probably get Jessica Malboy. All right. So you got to put things in perspective. Look at the size of the ground. It costs you, it's about, I don't know, $5,000, $10,000 a ticket. Ours are $395. I could keep going. I could keep going. All right.
I could give you one.
I don't care about that stuff. I'm there for the football. No one has ever gone, oh, mate, did you see that grand final for the fireworks and the pre-game entertainment? Every year we've been doing this for the previous 6 years. You've come out and gone, geez, that entertainment was shit. Do you want, go listen to the previous? Geez, that entertainment. Now you're saying it's great. We're not going to get Eminem. We're not going to get Dr. Dre. We would have probably got Dr. John and Kanubi or Dr. Jeffrey Edelston. That's only the caliber that we're going to get. All right. So
you've been rocked early on now. Look at your rock. I've rocked.
I'm just sick and tired of all these. Now I'd agree to a twilight grand final, but I wouldn't want a nighttime grand final. Also, they play on an artificial surface. They've got gloves in their hands. It's a made-for-TV sport. No, I'm sorry. You can have your nighttime.
The NFL, I'm interested in the game and the halftime show. My wife is only interested in the halftime show.
Well, then who cares? She's not. What does it matter?
This is where the audience is. People, it's instead of just old fat dudes at 30, 40, 50 years old watching going, oh, yeah, go my pies. Well, this brings the eyes to the. This brings the eyes.
You know what you can do, Jamie? Turn off the footy and put on your YouTube Premium channel.
The game was exciting.
Go and watch Bruno Mars concert for 15 minutes.
The game was exciting, but you go onto YouTube and you see the replays of the 13-minute Super Bowl halftime show, and it will be more than the highlights of the game.
We are never going to get it. Ever. Not as long as we're together. We are not going to get anybody at that caliber playing it out. We can't even get AC/DC to play. The only way that we're going to get an AC/DC type of things is if we have like a couple of trans, doing a show. That's the only way we're going to get some AC/DC action.
I think we could do it, Peps.
No. Us? Oh, yeah. People would tune in for us.
No, not us. I mean, the AFL could do it.
Yeah.
It is a, what is
Tommy
it?
Roker, Tommy the rampaging Roker we had a chat to during the start of the year says the AFL raises $1 billion a year. I reckon they can afford a big show. Here's the thing though, that the artists don't get paid.
They don't.
They don't get paid because they know of what they're going to get out of it.
It's the exposure.
Yeah, but they don't do that here.
Just imagine if the
AFL... I did go to the women's cricket T20 final and Katy Perry played. Oh, did she make me raw? But apparently she got $5 million for that. So
just imagine that. If we
you're not going to do it for
someone over here, we got to imagine if Lionel had a nighttime show instead of putting him up on the.
Imagine if Steel Panther Airborne, who we saw, were playing.
Well, this is what I'm saying, Peps.
Don't dream
small, dream big. Dream big.
You know what? I'm a realist. It ain't going to happen. Not here. Not ever.
Everyone turns in, just listens for halftime, and just gets a 13-minute bonanza of some artist dancing, playing their music. It's the best.
If it was Khalees playing milkshakes, you're maybe going to turn me. But outside of that, forget about it. I'm there for the footy. I'm not there for the crap.
Well, you are ignoring 50% of the demographic.
Well, you know what? That 50% can go and watch the rugby.
All right, I'm not gonna let this one lie.
No, we've got all season to talk about this one. Look, that's just a taste of what we're bringing this year. We're going to be getting straight into the hot footy topics. Next week, we're going to bring out our ladders, premiers, normies, colmies, rising starries, you name it. We are going to be going through all of those. We're changing the format a little bit this year. We're going to talk about the games in a little bit, but we're getting straight into the hot topics. We're going off the cuff, and we're just going to talk about footy, how it is, because everybody else talks about that fluff, and we don't. We're going to talk about footy raw and unfiltered, just like you want it. Lace out. So, Big Dog, 8 p.m. next week. We're kicking off again. It's been our first little foray. We've had quite a few people join up. If you haven't joined us before, make sure you like and subscribe. Join us on the podcast. Join us on YouTube, because you can't miss a thing. More importantly, it's great to have you back on the airwaves with me. Great, man. You're looking amazing. I love what you've done with your hair over Christmas.
Oh, yeah. Check out my socials.
Yeah, check out your socials. Exactly right. But more importantly, everybody who's joined us for the first night, thank you. We'll be back next Monday night live on the Tube. I'm Chris Pepper. He's Jamie Wallis. We're Lace Out. And J-Dog, for the first time in 2024, how do you want your footy?
All right, Lace Out.
Have a great week, listeners.
See you, listeners.
And viewers. See you, viewers. Forgot about them. How can we? They make the show. Love yous all, peeps. I'm out of here.